When the way seems dark, show them the light. When the storm arises, calm the winds that trouble them. And then, dear God, when evening falls, give them a peace of mind that will surpass all understanding.
Welcome to the sacred soil and grounds of Selma, Alabama, the place that God used to help us become a true democracy. And welcome to the sacred space of Tabernacle Baptist Church, a place where history lives and his story is shared and people are still being transformed for the glory of God.
There's a verse in the Bible that says, without a vision, people will perish. There's another part that says they cast off restraint. People need a vision. They need to be able to see what we're trying to do. Our vigilance is important in this hour. And if we don't show up in this election, then it's going to be super tough going forward.
We gather this day in Selma, on sacred ground where ordinary people make extraordinary courage visible. We gather from across the nation, people of faith and consciousness. Before we cross this bridge and continue the journey toward Montgomery, we gather because the work of democracy remains unfinished. We gather because voting rights are still worth protecting. We gather because justice still requires witnesses, and freedom still requires people willing to walk toward it.
It's about voting. We will not be silent.
Freedom.
We gotta still fight. We gotta
fight.
Our ancestors fought one time. Why are we fighting again? It doesn't make any sense.
And before I'll be a slave, I'll be buried in my grave and go home to my Lord and be free. Oh, freedom. Oh.
When people come against us, there's something in our DNA that gets resolved, and finds a way to fight in the strength and finds a way through and out. And so if we are passive in this moment, if we don't show up and vote, then what's happening now is going to quadruple.
We fought, we marched, we bled, we died for the right to vote. We were told to vote, that it was the way to upward mobility, but even when we showed up to vote and voting places were closed, moved, hidden, we stood in long lines and we voted late and we voted early and we took our souls to the polls. We voted because we believed in the power you placed in our hands. And when they saw our collective power, our sacred determination, they grew afraid.
We kept on walking. Oh my God. When we got across there, I saw all this smoke. I didn't know what that was. I thought they was gonna set us on fire. But it was tear gas. I never seen nothing like that. These men come on these horses. They had whips. They was beating people. I didn't get beat, but I got tear gas real, baby. Oh my God. It was the worst scene in my life. See, y'all think they only stayed on the bridge, but they come all off the bridge. They come in the neighborhood, knocking people's doors down. Oh my goodness, it was the worst day I can remember in all of my life.
I don't feel no waste time. I've come too far from where I started from. Oh, nobody told me the road would be don't believe he brought me this far to leave me. Oh, come on, let's say it together. I don't.
We gather remembering those who crossed before us with bruised bodies and unbroken spirits. And we gather believing that prayer is not an escape from the work ahead, but preparation for it. We have not gathered merely for a commemoration. We have gathered for a continuation. We have come not only to remember the march, but to become the march. We have come because every generation, Coretta Scott King said, every generation must decide for themselves whether it will bend towards fear or towards freedom.
Music in your heart, cause I know you got soul. Hey, listen if you're missing, y'all. Swinging while I'm singing. Hey, giving what you're getting. No one knowing while the black band's sweating. In the rhythm I'm rolling. Got to give us what we want. Gotta give us what we need. Hey, our freedom of speech is freedom of death. We got to fight the powers that be.
Today we return to the very grounds where my parents and the Freedom family stood when black voter registration was scarce, when discrimination was the norm, and when violence was the price of seeking dignity. Their sacrifice opened the door to the Voting Rights Act, a door carved through suffering, sanctified by courage and shielded by unshakable faith. And 61 years later, we come back as new generations to this same hallowed place to reclaim and redeem that legacy.
The power is with the people.
Do you know what your assignment is? We want to register everybody we know to vote. We want to take at least 10 people to the polls and ask those 10 people to take 10 people.
They talk about my vote not gonna matter, but why the hell are they working so hard to take it away?
We got work to do. We know that the art of justice the way it bends. But it requires us to actually put in the work.
1955, the birthplace of the modern civil rights movement. We are here because of them. And we will continue to be here because of them. And the next generation will be here because of us. It was just 61 years ago where a pastor by the name of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. spoke to 25,000 people right here. And he asked the question, how long? Not long. How long? Not long. Because truth crushed to the earth shall rise again.
What gives me hope is that people keep showing up from every generation. I think about Harriet Tubman all the time because Harriet Tubman didn't have a navigational system. But some kind of way she got the freedom a long way away because she was tied into God, more importantly. And she followed that divine navigation system. And so if she did that, there's so much in us. So that gives me hope.